Hello, everyone. Welcome to Going 19, episode 35. Today, we are starting our discussion on Salem's Lot Part 2, The Emperor of Ice Cream. With me are Allie and Amber. I am Ed. Let's start the show.
Hello.
Hello.
I feel like I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, that was funny. We should have a intro outtakes.
Right? when we get all rich and famous and get above 50 subscribers. YouTube said you have to have 1,000 to make money or something. I was like, well, only 970 more. We'll be on our way.
Well, I thought you also was like 10,000 views or above.
It might be.
Maybe it's both. Anyway.
Well,
you know
maybe
that?
one day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to retire this guy. So, all right. So yeah, we were looking up Curtin. What's his name again?
Peter Curtin.
Peter Curtin, because I was intrigued by that at the end of the reading there. Wondering,
Callahan and Callahan and Matt were talking at the end, and they were talking about the serial killer in Germany who was like fighting the head off swans.
Vampire of Dusseldorf.
Oh yeah.
So he's a real person. I don't know if he was ripping, like in the book, it was like he was ripping swans' heads off and sucking the blood out of their neck, and he tried to kill the parents of a girl who wouldn't date him twice or something like that. Anyway, that's all the way at the end, so I guess I guess you don't remember that guy.
Yeah, I mean, it says his crimes included burglary, arson, attempted murder, rape, cannibalism, and murder. From 30, at least 30 victims, but up to 70.
Jeez.
Damn, 30.
If
So
you try to kill someone once, though, like, take out a restraining order. Don't let them try to kill you twice.
something. They're gonna kill you. I don't think restraining order is gonna do a whole lot.
Alright.
Like, well, then they got a restraining order, so I changed my mind.
Yeah, that's the whole problem with stalking and stalking laws. Like, have you ever seen Obsessed?
The movie.
Shout out ID. No, the show on investigation.
Yeah. I like Fear Thy Neighbor too.
There was a lot in this section. Like, it moved quickly, but like, oh my god, we went from like, yeah, we probably know what's going on to like, yeah, everyone's gonna die now or is already dead.
Well, that seems to be the plan, right?
Right.
He's trying to turn the whole town into vampires. I'm not sure to what end.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like you're taking away your food source at that point. Like, why?
You're creating a competition. Like, you're creating a scenario where there's going to be a shortage of your food source.
Unless they're just like planning on importing food from somewhere else, neighboring towns.
Was that Daybreakers where they're like breeding humans so they can feed off of them?
It happens in the end of the Passage series too, eventually.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Well, true. But that, yeah.
Yeah, I had to go back and realize how much happened in just this chapter. I didn't realize the whole town's going to shit.
And it's not like a very long amount of time either. I mean, like, it feels like days, if that.
No. Yeah, and like
Maybe in the span of a week, not even.
Yeah. And also, just like, isn't the point, I get that these are vampires, so they're like, there's a bit of like mind control and deception and charming going on here, but like, isn't the point of a small town that everybody knows everybody's business? So wouldn't they be more apt to notice people going missing like that?
They are definitely in each other's business.
Like, what's her name? Knows? Pauline.
Mabel Works.
Yeah.
No, yeah, both of them.
Thinks she's the town gossip. Yeah, Susan was a bit of a giveaway. I feel like it was anticlimactic.
It really was. I didn't expect her to be turned so quickly. I was like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah, suddenly she's knocking at the window. I'm like, oh, so I guess that answers that question.
Well,
Go ahead.
She's set up to be like this main character basically, but like you don't get any of the gruesome details of her being turned or being attacked. It's literally just like, and now she's in a dark basement, and now she's a vampire. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's my point.
her one fatal flaw is that she's a female, so you know the
yeah,
kid can only do
that's
so much.
How dare she?
Let's not ask for too much, all right?
Women as
Yeah.
actual characters, you can't do that.
I also, so I was gonna say, I find it extremely unfair and almost kind of comical that, like, in it, the kids were able to get away every time by believing it wasn't real or having faith in some weapon or something, and like they had a really good chance of getting out of it. But in this story, there is like zero chance except for when Mark, like, you know, ninjas his way out of his like restraints. But it's like, Susan, you can't hope that he's not real or hope that he's not there and he'll just go away. Like, you're done. It's almost like these monsters are worse.
They might be. Because they're more bound by the laws of our universe than Pennywise is.
Yeah. I'll wait to stuff that Pennywise. I think Pennywise comes from maybe the same place that Barlow does.
Austria?
Well, you know, he could be from Austria. I don't know. He didn't seem very Austrian, but I guess he could have been. Maybe he was the butcher of Dusseldorf, or whatever that guy's name was.
No, because that was 1929.
That's when the Black Spot fire happened.
Yeah, he was in Derry doing stuff.
He had other people doing that. He was on vacation in Austria.
Oh, okay. Every 500 years.
Hey. Yeah, I don't. So I guess
I can't even find the beginning of this part.
263. I think you have the same book I did.
Yeah, I think we all have the same book actually.
For
Danny Glick, and they're like, he died of pernicious anemia.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Our grandfathers would have called it just wasting away. I'm sorry.
As a child?
Yeah. Since when does a child just
Overnight?
Like my grandfather just died at 96. That was wasting away. That doesn't happen in 10-year-olds or however. I forget how old Dan.
That's like, and like they're trying to make it seem like, yeah, everybody in town kind of knows something's off, but like nobody really wants to say it. And I'm like, I'm not buying that. Like, people, I don't know, especially because they love to gossip so much. I just feel like this would, like, everybody would know about all of these weird things. And then I don't know, but I guess if they're not, I don't know how prevalent the internet was, probably not at all back then. So it's like, who are they really talking to?
Like they go in to see Mike Ryerson. Yeah, so at this point, I guess Ben still doesn't believe, but that doesn't take very long to. A lot of people go for, like, first of all, Matt Burke spends a lot of time explaining that he's not crazy to people, it seems like.
I know.
Every conversation he had, he's like, I swear I'm not crazy.
Well, that's because I imagine that would be me if I saw something and I was trying to tell people what I saw. And be like, look, I know a lot of people are crazy when they say this.
What did he actually see, though?
He saw Mike in his room, fall out the window.
Oh, yeah. I guess, yeah, well, that's kind of a good one.
And say,
I say when Danny was there, he didn't actually see anything, right?
Yeah, he just heard the sucking sounds and heard somebody say come in and a child's laugh.
Yeah, which is so much worse.
Also, I didn't know you could revoke your invitation like that. Is that
right?
Is that what happened to Mike?
Oh, that why he fell out the window?
Like, it seemed like he got hurt.
It seemed like.
He revoked his invitation. He's like, oh no.
Yeah. Or was that a coincidence? Like, was I understanding that right?
I was thinking that at first, because that's not the same thing. Can you revoke your invitation? Because I have some invitations to start revoking if that's the case. Okay, so yeah, they just found Mike dead, and there were no marks on Mike's neck. Why not? does that mean? Because Mike's totally a vampire, right?
Yeah, but it's Danny, and I don't know, maybe because he's a kid, he does things differently.
Maybe he bites somewhere they can't, or the cops can't see it.
Well, that's not exactly what I was thinking. I don't know if he's that smart, but
Well, he was with his mom, sort of. I don't know if that was.
he was that
forethought.
smart. Oh, well, that's a good point. Why is it that like when they're younger, they're more like more evil genius?
Stephen King's better at writing about kids.
Where the hell's that baby then? I'm really worried about that.
Yeah, is there like a little vampire baby running around that's like Chucky or something? That would be awesome. I haven't seen him yet. I feel like he might. Wait, was that the baby that got sacrificed?
No, that was Ralphie.
They got sacrificed?
Yeah, Ralphie Glick.
Oh, you determined that?
Yes.
See, this
Pretty
book
much.
I read ahead of time, and by the time it's usually it's like Friday night and I have 70 pages before we have to do the podcast. This book, I've been so into it, I've been finishing it like, a week ahead of time, and now I can't remember what the hell I read.
Again, I did all of the reading pretty much in the last day and a half, and it just happened. It feels like nothing. So fast.
It's this tone of this book is strange. It's like
I also am like realizing like we're getting to the final confrontation here, and I'm like, how? And I'm like, we can't be. I'm like, oh wow, we are almost to the end now. I forgot. Like,
there's only one more part.
yeah, and it's the shortest part.
Oh, is it?
Seems like it.
I thought there was 200 pages.
No, okay, maybe it's about the same. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Guess I'll have to edit that out. Yeah, maybe I'll leave it in. I guess it is short. I thought this one was 200 pages, but it's short. Anyway, where are we at? I forgot.
You said they found Mike's body. There were no bite marks. They're basically, well, I forgot. There's so many stories that they tell to the police. This one they believe easily. Yeah.
There's a lot of like sway between people, like not believing 1 minute and totally like all in the next minute.
Well, I just meant the police believe this story, but it's the second one that they.
Oh, this is where he's telling. Oh yeah, we have to get our story straight.
Yeah.
We're both new here because we've only been here 20 years. Well, Parkin's already. I can't believe. Yeah, so this is now what the second of 3 murder scenes that Ben's at for Parkins, right?
What was the first one?
Or is Mike the first one?
I don't know.
Well, he's at Mike's.
Mike is the first one that he's at, but technically Danny is the first one to die that they know is turned.
No, but Ben was there for like a couple of them. Who was after Mike? Danny, Mike, then Dud?
Is it the woman?
Probably.
Danny's mom?
Mrs. Glick. Did she even get a name? I think it was just
Marjorie.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it was, I don't remember. But it seems like if I was Parkins Gillespie, I'd be more suspicious than just normal Stephen King small towns.
I do feel like there was another one.
Yeah, I'm forgetting something. There's like can't remember the people. I just read it. So the order of the people.
And I know Floyd dies, the baby dies, Marjorie Glick dies.
Maybe it was Floyd. I'm thinking of. Was he there when Floyd? Wait,
Or were you thinking about Dud, the guy from the dump?
Oh, I don't know. It seems like Ben has been a lot of these death sites. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I think the cops are thinking that too. They're like, why are you here?
Well, it's kind of amazingly, yeah. He does ask him that at the end, but like accepting of his presence. Like, no, I think I would be completely suspicious at this point.
Yeah. Especially for someone who just came into town, like, you're a little too entrenched in this to be not suspicious.
Okay, so then, and I like, there's people. I don't know why they just didn't go knock on the front door. Everyone's like sneaking around the Marston house. And I like how Straker just kind of knows everything they're doing, even though they think they're being so sneaky.
I know.
Every time he's just right there. He's like, Did you think? What does he say? Did you think I couldn't tell when someone's playing possum?
What?
Yeah.
I thought he was just referring to the fact that Mark had been awake.
Well, he was at that point. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like he knows everything. They
Yeah.
think they keep trying to get one over, and it fails every time.
But it makes me wonder, like, what is he? Is he just a human?
I was wondering that too. I mean, he's not.
He
Is he
can't
like?
be a full vampire.
Is he like Blade, where he's just kind of vampirish?
I feel like, yeah, he can't be unless he's like, gosh, I know I've read this book and I do not remember anything about it, but like, this is just vampires. Like, he's not like an enslaved werewolf or something for them. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Like Underworld.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a servant,
Yeah.
some other kind of monster. No, I mean, I think he's just. See, I don't know. I want to say I think he's just smart, but is he immortal? Does Barlow
I
get
don't
like a new
seem
guy
like
every
it.
like 30 years? That would seem like a pain in the ass. It's probably hard to find someone like Straker. So I'm just assuming where there's Barlow, there's Straker, but I don't know how.
I don't know. For some reason, I have the inclination that it's not necessarily a package deal. That Barlow is certainly immortal, but
Straker's not.
yeah. Also, I didn't realize that there were puncture marks on Mike's neck and they disappeared, and that's why it's weird.
Oh yeah, I missed that. Okay. Wait, why would they disappear? That is weird. Because he's not dead. Oh, because he healed.
Because he
Became a vampire.
right.
Okay. Yep, that's not good.
Right.
That pernicious anemia will get you every time.
Oh, they even say that right after on page 273. According to folklore, the marks disappear, Matt said suddenly.
Well, gee, that would have been great to know 10 minutes ago.
What is an ash steak? Like a steak with fire ash?
Maybe, isn't there a tree
Ashwood.
called an ash?
Yeah.
A what?
A tree. Like a,
Oh.
It's a specific type of wood.
Okay, I got
is
you.
it a main tree?
I like how Mark was like, that flimsy piece of wood's not gonna work. And Susan's like, oh, this, I just found it on the street. Like,
Well, she's not wrong.
well, yeah, but like she wasn't trying.
I wasn't gonna try to kill anybody with that. What?
And he was like, let's cut the BS, all right? You're gonna kill the vampires?
Right.
All right. Like,
yeah.
Thank God for children.
The honesty.
How old is he supposed to be again? Like,
They're always
12?
younger in the books than they are like on the TV.
Yeah, I feel like 12 or like, oh.
Like I keep confusing Mark Petrie with what's his name from Under the Dome.
Nah, I don't remember that.
What's his name? What's the kid's name?
I don't remember.
Well, every time I like read Mark Petrie, I picture that kid from the TV show. I'm not sure. So I bought the first Salem's Lot movie. Apparently I got the super director's cut with every like deleted scene that ever existed in history. It was like the movie was like 3 hours and 15 minutes
Oh my
long.
God.
jeez.
I was like, I'll just put a movie on and go to bed after it. And I'm like falling asleep going, when does this thing end? And then, I
Like an
looked at it to
extended
see
cut
how
of
much
Lord of
was
the
left.
Rings.
And yeah, I was 2 hours in and saw another hour go. I was like, what is going on? And I got the Rob Lowe one too.
Salem's Lot?
Yeah. Me and Michelle are trying to get through that, but we watched, it's like 3 hours and we watched 1 hour of it and she keeps telling me tomorrow now. And I say, let's do the next part. So, might have to move on without her. I can't decide if I like Rob Lowe as Ben Mears because I just kind of see Rob Lowe. I don't see Ben Mears.
Didn't he play
Somebody in the stand. He's Nick.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah. Weird.
I love him as Nick. For some
Yeah.
reason. Like
Oh, that works.
did you see the stand down?
Sorry.
Have you seen the stand or read it? Wait,
No.
we did that. Oh, that is an adventure.
I own it. It's on my list. Just haven't
So-
gotten to it yet.
Remind me, like, how did Susan and Ben get separated? Just they went home for the night and then they never saw each other again?
Well, they were supposed to meet up and go. When was the last time they were together? It was like weren't they were supposed to meet up, but then he got beat up by Floyd. So then he's been in the hospital,
Okay.
and then he didn't get out of the hospital until Jimmy Cody came.
Where did that happen? Was that outside her house or was that
It was
outside?
outside the boarding house.
Oh,
He was waiting, which is weird. Like, why was like they must have known what was happening. Why was Eva just like letting him wait in the car?
Because, man, you know, it's like dairy. They may know what's happening, but they stay out of people's business.
But she still could have called someone. She clearly cared. Whatever.
She cared to be nosy. She didn't care to do anything. Yeah. Because you know she watched the whole thing. And probably everyone in that house watched the whole thing. Like, oh, Floyd's sitting out there.
He waited there until he woke up and came outside.
Anybody think it's weird if Floyd's car's been out there for about 4 hours?
Just glaring at the front door.
Yeah.
She even said too, like, oh, he was asleep and I didn't think to tell him that Floyd had called, and it was weird what he was wearing, but you know, how do you not mention that?
Yeah, and like the whole, so now I got Susan arguing with her mom. This whole dynamic, and I wrote that in here somewhere with Susan and her mom. Well, now that doesn't mean a goddamn thing because she's a vampire.
Yeah, but
I felt like that was going somewhere.
that's exactly like, oh my God, what's her name? In the Stand, and her mom. Susan? No.
And her mom. Larry and his mom.
No, remember when she gets the girl who gets the Franny.
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 Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
They have that whole drama and then they die. So
Yeah, it's true. It's actually much worse for them. At least she got vampired in this one. Or well, I'm assuming she's gonna get vampired.
She just lost everybody she ever knew and loved.
Barlow's like, yeah, right. Suck it up. You still got Harold. Like
I can see it going as like, oh, they had this big fight, and now the mom is probably going to want to reconcile, and Susan will use that to try and, or to get into the house and, you know, kill her mom.
yeah, well, isn't that what like Barlow or somebody's like, well, now you're a vampire. Go, eat your family.
No, yeah, he said
Go to people you know or something.
Yeah.
Like, is that what he does? Everyone's like, how many family members you got? Okay, you're a vampire. You're good. Like, if you're single, you don't get eaten because you.
Well, that's not true.
But he had a lot of rats.
Yeah.
So I feel like he was covered. Vampire Doug could probably live.
Well, I think that is what he's doing.
I don't know. We haven't seen him, right, in part 2. I don't think.
Yeah, we haven't seen him yet, but there's like a part where someone goes to the dump and they're like, it was weird because we didn't see any rats.
Oh yeah,
It's the
Callahan.
The two drunk guys.
No, he's like,
Yeah.
"You see anything weird?" And he's like, "Well, like 6 people died since you've been in here."
Yeah, right.
Like, he didn't leave with that.
Kind of weird, isn't it?
Have you seen anything weird?
But also, I
like,
love.
well, the dump was empty. And, oh yeah, all the people died.
I love when he looks at the books on the table and he's like, you're gonna try to tell me it's not about vampires?"
Yeah, that's kind of funny. He's like, anything weird, like vampires?
Yeah, I didn't say that.
What makes you think that? You said that, not me. Yeah, that's when he's like, you're gonna think. He says a couple cool things in there, like, the guy doesn't necessarily believe that what he's saying is true, but he believes that Matt believes it, so we have to act like it is true.
I like that too. Yeah, like you don't have to believe that it actually happened, or believe that it's true, but you can believe that you
You don't have to
believe.
believe that it happened, but you have to believe that I think it happened,
Right.
which is a much easier proposition. I gotta tell you, I've been going. Never mind, I'm not gonna say it.
Right.
We're going about it all wrong. Yeah, so they hang up. So Ben gets beat up. He's in the hospital. I'm trying to. So Susan goes and argues with her mom and gets so mad she goes to the Marston house, and Ben breaks out of the hospital with Jimmy Cody. What happens with them? I don't remember how that ended.
Well, they go to they don't break out of the hospital. I think he just leave. They're
Well,
done.
Right.
And then they go to check on the body of Marjorie.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And
Oh.
then they have to deal with the police after that.
He takes like some of the creepiest things you can think of and is like, it actually happened. Like with Hubie Marston hanging behind the door.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole time, he's not going to be there, and he was there. Like this whole time, like, oh, nothing's going to happen. Like you're in a morgue with a bunch of dead bodies.
But that's why you read these books.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Yeah, like that's
And it was. I don't have the part in front of me, but it's just like he's in the middle of talking, blah blah blah, and it's just like, and Marjorie looks at him. I passed the salt.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
It was so nonchalant. I was like, wait a minute, what? And then they're like, sheet falls down. But it's I can't think of something a much creepier situation than hanging out in a morgue.
Oh, I was reading that part like kind of in the dark, and it was creeping me out. Like it doesn't usually get to me anymore, but like I can't not picture those things, and I'm like, is that happening in the other room? Is that happening in this room?
Well, if you ask Schrodinger, it is happening until you make it not happen by looking at it. You never know. Maybe it will be happening.
That's why I'm perfectly fine never investigating.
Right? Or here's the go, don't look behind you sometimes. Like walking down like basement steps. Don't look behind you. There's nothing there.
But then I also have to I'm like, don't think about it too much because then it gives it more energy. So it's like, you're not afraid.
Right.
You're not thinking about anything. Everything is
I'm always like, there's going to be that one time where fucking like something hits your hand or something, you're going to jump sky high and start screaming. If you'd just looked behind you, you'd have known what it was. But up to this point, that hasn't happened.
That happened to me reading the Tommyknockers. I was so into it, I didn't hear my coworker come behind me, and she scared the living piss out of me.
See, it's a good book.
It's definitely
Right, she's like, I'm not going that far.
Yeah.
Just picture Peter in the garage or in the shed.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, that was bad. No, that was a bad one for you. How about Bobby in the shed then?
Still not good.
That one I love just how the way the whole that is like classic Stephen King Small Town. That's why I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like him at the peak of his small town powers. Anyway, I'm in the middle of a Matt flashback. That thing.
Yeah.
I was trying to find where that Marjorie Glick part was, but so him and Cody leave the hospital and they go to the Marston house, right?
No. Well, we haven't. No, he went back to the boarding house to go to sleep. He's sleeping last that we've seen of him.
Jimmy?
Ben.
Okay. But then why did he not show up?
Show up where?
He was supposed to meet somebody somewhere, but he was supposed to be here at 2, but nobody.
Maybe Callahan.
Yeah, Callahan was talking to somebody about it, and he asked him. I guess Matt.
He could.
When Matt's talking to Callahan, he was supposed. I think he was supposed to meet Matt, and he didn't show up.
Because they said, I honestly think like he is just like passed out, like from exhaustion. Because this is the same evening. Like, remember, there's a sentence where it says, "This is when Ben's horror was ending. So
Susan's was just beginning.
yeah, so that's when she was about to.
Yeah, what was Ben's
kidnap
horror? I couldn't remember.
the Marjorie.
Oh, I guess that's pretty horrible. I mean, he made it out of that pretty good. I don't know about Jimmy. Jimmy's not dead though, right?
No, I don't think so. And also not a vampire, which I didn't. I guess they've always said that if you suck the blood out.
It's not like a werewolf.
Yeah,
Once you get bit, you're screwed.
yeah.
Was
I
like
don't
a
know the
snake
vampire
then?
wolf.
Like you suck out the venom and you're fine?
I think you have to like shoot some vampire blood back in, like a two-way thing to get them to start getting all vampire-y.
I think that's what Anne Rice says.
Well,
Doesn't
I mean,
seem to be this way in this one though. Well, we haven't really seen it, so
her vampires are definitely different.
yeah.
I think he said that. Like, oh, by the way, first that link you sent, I had to like they wanted me to install an app to like read more than like 10 words, so I didn't do it. And I forgot my second point. Damn it. What were we just talking about? Guess I got it.
Well,
Edit that out. So, yeah, I couldn't remember how Ben and Jimmy ended up. They just both went home, and now Ben's not showing up for stuff.
yeah, but like I said, I mean, I don't know how late into the night this is, but it could just be that, like, because I don't think Ben had any idea how that was gonna go, and he probably just forgot. And I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but it just seems like he's asleep. Because
Yeah,
this is
They're,
only a few hours later, if that.
Susan finds Ryerson's ring, and that's all it takes. She's like, "Oh, now I believe."
Yeah, that makes no sense to me because he spent the night there. So, like, that could
Like-
have just happened.
Right. Like we knew he was there. That's a
Yeah.
vampire or not, he was there. Now, the circumstances about his leaving may be a little suspicious. So, what did Hubie Marston do to his wife? They know he killed his wife, but they don't know what he made her do first or how it was with them in that sun-sticky kitchen in the moments before he blew her head in.
I mean, I have a feeling we're gonna find out. Like, I don't think he would tease it for no reason.
They don't know she begged him to do it.
Yeah, that kind of creeps me out. Like
Yeah.
what is happening that she's begging him to kill her?
Barlow calls Hubie something, his concierge in America or something.
Sponsor.
Yeah.
So
Which I thought was strange.
it's got to be tied to him somehow, right? Maybe.
Oh, for sure. I wrote that down.
That's why they're in the Marston house.
Page 325, they're talking about where Marsden was burning the letters. So 12 years of letters with the guy named Brecken, who was like an antique Austrian nobleman. So I'm assuming that's
Barlow,
like,
maybe,
that is Barlow.
or whoever.
Wait, who is that?
Maybe not Barlow, but whoever Barlow was before Barlow.
Right.
That makes
That's a
sense.
good point. How long has he been Barlow? Or did he just move to a new country and stay Barlow? No, that would be suspicious. You have to change your name, right? Maybe in Austria they're all vampires. They don't care. There's like a 500-year-old village with 10 people. It's only had 10 residents ever. Yeah, but what
maybe
did
someone
Barlow
from the same
do
family or
to
same.
Hubie? Say again?
Well, like, because if Barlow's not immortal, whoever. Not Barlow. Sorry, Straker.
Okay.
But whoever like his slave would have been before Straker.
Yeah. Brecken.
Brecken is totally Barlow, right? He's got to be.
Well, we're saying either that or the Straker before Straker.
Oh. Could be. Yeah, he could be either one. Well, I guess if they're actually corresponding, he's probably the Straker.
Yeah.
I can't see. Interesting.
It's true.
He has people for that. Or whatever they are. But how did Barlow affect Marston from Austria in New England to the point that his wife wanted him to go. What the fuck did he do then?
Money.
Well, I don't know that the wife.
Well, the wife begged Hubie to kill her.
Right, but that could just be because Hubie's a sadist and like not a good person.
Oh, she could have been so bad off.
Yes.
I see what you mean.
Like he tortured her so much by the end that she wanted to die.
Oh.
Oh, that's good. I mean,
I feel
That's
like it
all.
wasn't written
Is that
that way though.
no, I feel like they were both so almost terrified. I'm not sure if that's the right word. Like that, I don't know that. I have no reason to say that. But it's just the impression.
No,
They
I
kind
agree.
of putting it together, whatever was going on. I don't know. Hopefully, we'll find out.
Oh, so maybe I definitely interpreted that like he was torturing her. So maybe that is just him turning her. And then
Right? Maybe they're in it together. Yeah, and there was something going on, like murder, suicide, mutual suicide.
I don't know. I mean like him turning her into a vampire.
Killing her being a euphemism for turning her, or not a.
No.
What do you mean?
Like
Well,
They
but
don't
she
know what-
wasn't over there yet.
they don't know what they don't know what he made her do first. Um uh, and then they don't know that she begged him to do it. And they don't know what he made her do
I guess
first.
that's the key right there, right? What did he make her do first? There's a million ways you could go with that.
Now, I thought you had to feed from them in order to turn. Is it only if they feed from you?
That's what it makes it seem like, because especially with Jimmy and Marjorie, he didn't. I mean, unless she somehow slipped her blood into where she bit.
With Jimmy, it definitely seemed like it was like taking over his system.
Yeah,
Well,
more of
I
like
guess-
an infection.
This
Yeah.
is before Anne Rice. So I guess the rules were different. Every vampire movie book I can think of off the top of my head, other than this one, yeah, like they slit their wrist and then stick it in the guy's mouth.
Because that's what I
whatever.
was thinking was that like he made her wait, he made her oh yeah, suck blood from him and then he killed her so that she would become a vampire. But it doesn't really make sense in this story.
Couldn't you have to actually kill her for it to work? Couldn't you just like she was drinking your blood? Wouldn't that be enough?
Not in Twilight. You know,
Ah,
the know all be all of vampire lore.
Stephen King said those are not vampires. I don't know what those things are, but they're not vampires.
Vampires don't sparkle.
You know, have high school crushes.
It's the G-rated version.
Hey, good for her, man. A lot of people that were entertained by that.
Well, actually, yeah, I guess it's not the G-rated version.
Not at the end, right?
Anyway,
Aren't they like doing it?
no shout out to Twilight.
Right? Not edit. I like Twilight. So Danny Glick takes Randy McDougal. Okay. But we think he's a vampire, right? Not dead.
I mean, why else would he take the body? Why not just leave it?
Is anybody, because they keep saying people die. Well, no. Everybody dies, but then all the graves are empty. So
Right.
everybody's becoming a vampire.
Except for Ralphie, because he was sacrificed.
He's the only one that's actually dead.
But they never even found him, so we don't technically know that.
Well, right. And there are a few people who are still missing, like Corey, Foreman, Carl Foreman. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who was he?
He was Mike Ryerson's boss.
What was he?
When
Oh,
did
I
we
guess
see
he was
him
his
at?
boss. He was the mortician.
Mhm.
He was the one doing Mike's autopsy.
Is he the one that let him? No, he's not the one that let Jimmy and Mike Ben in there, right?
No,
No,
that was Jimmy. Wasn't it?
No, wasn't it?
that was
Didn't Jimmy have to like bribe the guy?
Oh, that was the other county's
Oh, right. Okay.
whatever. Yeah.
Nobody from the lot.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly because he disappeared.
Maury
Wasn't-
Green. That's who.
Mike Mike
So-
was waiting for him to come back, right? Was that him? And he never came back? Or no, was that a different guy? I don't know.
Mike was
When they buried Danny's body.
Mike was waiting for Royal to come back, and he never did.
see what happened to him.
Yeah,
You
there's a
know?
lot of people who are
A lot of people are just not there anymore.
right.
It doesn't
So
even mention him again, so it almost sounds like he went and got drunk somewhere, and he's not important to the story anymore, so we've lost sight of him.
Yeah, there's like a lot of people that just I don't know how to say it, was like just kind of disappeared. Like
Yeah.
you start to get invested in them and then they're gone. Like Susan, man, I was starting to like Susan, even with that name. And yeah, then she just went all she got so mad at her mom, she went to the Marston house, right? Basically.
Yeah, which also I'm like, you're so dumb. Because even if assume like it's just pure ego. Like you're like, there's no way that what I think could be wrong. And it's like you could go with other people at the very least. Like you don't have to just do this crusade of like, it's not real. I'm gonna prove to myself it's not real.
Can we go at 6 a.m. so you have the whole day?
Right.
We're not running out of daylight.
And then even when everything in her body is screaming at her, this is not okay, she's like, whatever, let's go anyway.
What is my
Uh,
He's been wrong before.
at least Mark was like, I'm going in there to kill that son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's like, we're vampire killing. Let's just stop the bullshit. Okay, you're here to kill a vampire. I'm here to kill a vampire. Let's do it. Let's just move past the belief part of the conversation.
How come Danny doesn't go after the bully? I don't remember. Richie.
The bully didn't fuck with Danny. Yeah, we never saw Richie again.
Yeah, but I'm like, poor Mark. He's been through enough.
Right? The bully was enough. Shit, that was the good part of his day. I like when Randy's dead and Sandy's trying to get him to eat anyway, and it just like
Ugh.
the chocolate's like plopping out of his mouth. Like, oh, that's so sad. But,
I mean, it should have been your first sign when he was like upside down, leg against the wall.
I mean, I feel like she would be happy, right?
I'm not gonna try to understand that a person of that mindset.
I don't understand why that character is. Why did he put it in there?
I mean, I think he just likes
Because she's a minor outlying character, right? Just to give her some uniqueness, I guess.
just to show you how people can be. I mean, unfortunately,
I think people sucked in small town Maine in the 70s. Jeez, man. They're all racist and judgy.
I just think that there are a lot more people than like other people may realize because they're not in that situation who are trapped and don't know how to properly express that feeling of being trapped or their other anger and take it out physically on the people around them, including their children.
So she loves him, but she beats him.
I don't know that I would say she loves him. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not saying anything she's doing is
She's highly upset.
I'm just saying, I think she's upset because she's responsible for the death of a child, and that looks bad to everyone. I don't think she
But she didn't
cares.
kill him, though. But she thinks she did. Oh, because he's got the bruises.
Well, yeah, I mean, she might as well have.
Oh, well. Yeah,
Well,
now
he
he's
didn't even
dead, so
have
they're
to
not
do
going.
that.
They're not going to heal or anything. They're there forever. What'd you say?
No, they did because he doesn't have blood anymore. A bruise is broken blood vessels, so the bruise isn't there.
That's true. I think it did heal.
I thought I thought they said it was there, at least that when she was feeding him.
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you have to have. So Danny sucked all the blood out. Now he's good to go. How long does it take from dying to vampiring? I don't think we know that, do we? Do you have to say like it? These vampires got a rough go of it, man. And right, you just like get bit and like then you're flying around the country and
I think most vampires, and then like what I've seen, there's definitely a like a what do you call that? Metamorphosis.
Yeah, like these guys have to full on die and wake up with like a couple days later. I
I don't think it's even a couple days. Because in Mark's section, you know, the same day that they go to the Marston house, he sees Susan that night.
Yeah, yeah. I think the whole book's only been a couple days so far. Actually,
Yeah.
it's going downhill fast. I got Tony Glick. Feel sorry for that guy. My God.
Yeah. I like how everybody's just like, man, what a tragedy. It's like you don't think there's anything weird about this. Like people just keep dying in this family. It must be
Yeah,
contagious.
they probably had like one death in the last 20 years, and they got like 6 in 3 days. Like, well, 3 of them in one family. Well, I guess 2 and a missing. But I think I would be calling in the FBI at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how they're dying, but somebody's killing these people. Like I feel like Stewie. Like, yeah, did you see the puncture marks? I feel like that might be something. They disappeared, I guess. Though no, when you're doing the autopsy, they're still there, though, right?
Not if they've already
Well,
turned.
No, he's probably just not awake yet. Yeah.
all the vampires, so they all had the big Y incisions that they had to heal. That probably wasn't easy either.
Feel it?
Yeah, when you get the autopsy, they put the,
No, I know, but how do you know how much it takes to heal it? Like, isn't it just a
well, because it'll disappear when they become a vampire.
right? But they're already a vampire. That or is it? I don't know. Is that how that
I
works?
think they're working it through.
I don't know.
Do they have to like void their vows and all that, or do they do that when they die and before they become a vampire? The rules are very good.
I don't know that I care that much, honestly.
Yeah.
I think there's Anne Rice ones where they have to like shit themselves and piss themselves, and, like part of dying or something.
I think I could go without knowing that information.
Well, I think she introduces that later on in the lore. Yeah, okay. So I forgot where we were. We at 50. So Susan, wait, is Ben back in the hospital? Did I lose where I'm at?
I think we've just kind of been jumping all around.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to go read my highlights because I highlight almost every page. Then I'm like, then I read the highlighted part. I can't remember what the hell all that meant, and so I have to read like the paragraph before it to remember. Like, the highlight's not helping. It's like a floor screen removed from the outside. They said it like 3 times, and no ladder marks beneath. Like, well, couldn't you like? I'm pretty sure ladder marks would be easy to hide, right? Could you just like stamp the ground down a little bit? Nobody would know.
Wouldn't you notice that the ground was stamped?
Maybe. Well, they never saw what the ground looks like. Is there grass there? Is it just dirt? Is there
We need
stones?
crime scene photos, people.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he took some of the stepping stones from the front yard and put them over there so they wouldn't leave marks.
Smart.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe he just flew up there. That was Danny, right?
What?
No.
Oh yeah. Well, and Susan.
Who ate Mike? Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really eat them. Well, I guess they do. Yeah, like there's gonna be a vampire army and like nobody to eat. Like, why did this guy show up in the middle of New England one day and decide to create a town of minions?
I really don't know.
I don't think he knows.
And then wait for
A year and a half.
well, no, I mean from whenever. Oh, you mean now? I thought you meant like from Hubie Marston's time.
Well, that too. Well, that's a good point. So he's been sitting on this for a while. He had to get something ready.
Maybe he needed to give the town time to grow more people back.
Right. Yeah. Did this happen like 100 years ago?
Yes. Well, something they said people were disappearing.
That's the short story in Night Shift. It was like 100 years before the book.
Oh,
It's called Jerusalem's Lot. Like, that's why I always thought there were two different places. 'Cause
Hello, everyone. Moving forward, we're going to split the episodes into our segments to make it a little easier for everybody. So this is the end of episode 35. Join us next week where we continue our discussion on part 2 in episode 36.